Hello and welcome to today's video. Now today I've got three favourite Charlize Theron films to show you that I've always been quite a fan of, and I've got one title which is out of print in America, which if you want to buy it new in America costs you around £70 with postage. And I've also got some other favourite movies that I highly recommend, so let's get on with it. Right then, as you can see, I'm here in the garden again today, and it's not very warm today, I can assure you. It's quite coldish in fact, and it's windy again, as you can probably tell by the bush behind us moving. Right, so the first film I've got to show you, like I said on the intro, this is a film which is out of print in America, but you can actually still buy it really cheap over here. The cheapest price you can get the American version for is about £21 something. And it's this film here. It stars Casper Van Dien and Denise Richards, to name but a few. I don't think Denise Richards is in it that much, but for some reason she's featured on the cover. I think they've just used her as a selling point for the film. And it's this film here, and it's called Kill Shot. It's I think it's about I haven't actually watched it, but I think it's about something to do with volleyball on the beach, or is it a volleyball or basketball on the beach in Malibu? And Casper Van Dien is probably most famous for starring in Starship Troopers. I'm pretty sure most of you will have seen that film and be quite familiar with it. This film's in full frame format. It's not in widescreen. It's got a few extras, not much. Just a behind the scenes featurette, some theatrical trailers. It says original aspect ratio. I think the film might have been made for television, so it's in the 4:3 ratio, you know, square Academy ratio I think it's called. And it's got some director and cast information, scene selection, and it's got fully interactive moving menus, it says here. If that's any interest to anybody out there who's interested in the film. And it's got Dolby Digital stereo sound. And here's the shot of the back. As you can see, there's some decent photos on the back of the cast there. But I'm not going to do a review of this film because I haven't even seen it, to be honest. Not yet anyway. It says on the front, life's a beach and then you die. Huh. And it's directed by somebody called Nelson McCormick. I think that's what it says. So that's Kill Shot. If you want to pick this up cheap, you can get it in the UK for around 3 or 4 quid if you go on Amazon or eBay. Certainly a lot better than paying between 20 odd quid and £70 from America, wouldn't you agree? So that's that one. Now it's time to look at 3 of my favourite Charlize Theron films. And the first one is this one. It also stars Johnny Depp. In fact, Johnny Depp's the main actor in the film. Well, his name comes before Charlize Theron, but I think Charlize Theron appears on screen more than Johnny Depp in this film, to be honest. And this film is The Astronaut's Wife. Now this film's basically about Johnny Depp, who plays an astronaut, obviously, the title of the film, who goes on a mission into space, and something goes wrong while he's up there. There's some sort of accident or something bizarre happens, and then when he comes back, something's not quite right with him, and his wife, played by Charlize Theron, can't help but notice that something's not right with him, and things start going from bad to worse. And I think she learns that she's pregnant throughout the film, and she's worried about what the baby's going to be like and stuff. I think some people have compared this film with Rosemary's Baby, but I think for the most part, this film is pretty much not very well liked for some reason, and it usually gets pretty terrible reviews. But I've always enjoyed this film ever since I first saw it. I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, and the last time I watched it I still enjoyed it. I watched it on the big screen in my cinema room, because I've got this on Blu-ray as well. This is the US import Region 1 DVD version, but like I say, I've got it on Blu-ray, but it's in the Johnny Depp collection Blu-ray set, so it hasn't got the original artwork that's on the cover of this DVD here. It hasn't got any artwork, in fact. It's just got the disc inside of a case with pictures of Johnny Depp on the front cover. Nothing to do with this film. It doesn't have the cover for this film on the set, you see. So I really like this cover, actually. It's much better than the UK DVD release of this film, in my opinion. The cover, that is. And I'll just show you the back of this one. It's got some special features. Well, not much, to be honest. It's got the widescreen version of the film, which is anamorphic widescreen 1:8:5:1. It doesn't say it's 1:8:5, but it is. And it's got the original theatrical trailer, cast and crew filmographies, and then it just says it's got 5.1 Dolby Digital audio. So there's no audio commentaries or any behind the scenes featurettes or documentaries or anything like that in here, unfortunately. So anyway, that covers that one. That's The Astronaut's Wife. Next one is a real big favourite of mine. This one is a romantic drama stroke. Well, it's got some comedy in it as well, but it's mainly a drama. And it stars Keanu Reeves and, of course, Charlize Theron. And this one is a remake of an older film which starred Anthony Newley in the main part. And this one's called Sweet November. It's basically about this guy who's like a workaholic. He's quite arrogant and focused on his work and everything. He doesn't really have much time for anybody because he's too focused on his job and his work and his business and everything. And then he meets this girl played by Charlize Theron. I think it's at like some detention thing for driving school or something like that. Something to do with driving school, I remember. And he's got no car for a while, I think. And oh no, hang on a minute. He's got a car, she hasn't, I think. I can't remember, it's a while since I watched it. But I think he gives her a lift back home. She talks him into giving her a lift back home, and they sort of keep meeting up here and there. But Keanu Reeves he's got a girlfriend in the film, but she dumps him, and then I think he loses his job as well. Things go wrong with his job and everything, and Charlize Theron gives him a proposition to move in with her for 1 month, November, with no strings attached. And he's very reluctant. He keeps backing out and all this, but eventually, because she's very persuasive, she actually eventually talks him into it, and he ends up moving in with her, and they start to form some sort of a relationship and stuff. I'll not give too much of the film away. I've already given enough away already, to be honest. But it's a very good film, and the performances are first rate by both actors. And it's got some good music on the soundtrack as well, and the direction's really good by somebody called Pat O'Connor, which I haven't heard of before, to be honest. But anyway, it's a really good film to watch, especially if you like Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron, or you just like romantic movies in general, or romantic dramas. This is a really good one to watch if you haven't seen it. So that's Sweet November, and this is on the Warner Brothers label. It's in anamorphic widescreen 1:8:5:1. The transfer is really good on this DVD, to be honest. I watched it on the big screen and it looked really good. I do hope it gets a Blu-ray release at some point, but for now this will definitely do. And it's got 5.1 Dolby Digital sound as well. So that's Sweet November. And the last Charlize Theron one I've got to show you here, which is another one of my favourites. This one, she plays a woman who moves back to she goes back to her hometown, and she meets up with a high school hang on a minute, high school sweetheart. That's right, played by Patrick Wilson. But the trouble is, he's married now, happily married, and she still thinks she can sort of like turn his head around into being interested in her and stuff, getting back together with her. But she's a bit deluded, I think. She's got a lot of like problems. She drinks a lot of alcohol and stuff, and she writes young adult fiction books, I think. That's what she does for a living. Anyway, she keeps meeting up with Patrick Wilson, and he doesn't know at first that she has designs on him again to get back with him. But eventually throughout the film he learns that she's definitely got an interest in getting back together with him, and things don't go the way she would like them to go, to be honest. So anyway, it's a very interesting film. It's pretty much a drama, and it also has a good performance by somebody called Patton Oswalt, who actually befriends Charlize Theron in the film, and he's like disabled and stuff. He's got problems with his legs and what have you, because he was I think he was attacked when he was younger or something. He was bullied a lot at school and stuff. And he was attacked and he was left sort of disabled and stuff. But anyway, it's a really good film, and also Charlize Theron has a really cute little white dog in the film. Did I show you the cover? I don't even know if I didn't show you the cover. Sorry about that. I'm not with it today. And there's the dog I was talking about down there, a little furry thing, if you can see. It's quite a nice cover on this film. I like the use of the pink and green colours. That's obviously intentional. They went for a certain style and look there, I think. And he has the back cover. It's quite a decent back cover on this one. There's no digital copy codes plastered across the back and everything, you know. So anyway, this is a really good film, and I highly recommend it. The film was shot digitally, wasn't shot on film. I think it was made in about 2008. So I think it was shot in 1080 pixels digitally before they started shooting in higher resolutions. Because I think today they shoot up to like 3.8K or something sometimes. And when they use digital photography, sometimes, not all the times, sometimes it's just in 2K, which is pretty much 1080 pixels resolution still. And this one's an anamorphic widescreen 178:1. And this one has a director's commentary. Well, it says, yeah, filmmaker's commentary. And it also has some making of bits and pieces here and there. On the back here it says. And some deleted scenes. So this one comes highly recommended from me. And you can still get this Blu-ray at quite a reasonable price online if you look around a bit. Should be to pick it up on eBay quite cheap, or Amazon. So that's young adult. And that's all the Charlize Theron ones for now. I've got other ones, but they're sort of buried within my collection and stuff. But I think they're some of my main favourite ones of hers. I do like some of her other ones, but I can't think of them all offhand. But anyway, that's those ones then. And I don't know if you can see this okay. It's not very good in this lighting, but my lights just come on the bloody camera. That doesn't help matters. But there's the Region 1 version of Killshot on my phone here on Amazon. And he has the price of it brand new down there. I don't know if you can see that, but it says £59.09 plus £10 delivery. So like I say, that's much more expensive than the UK version, that's for sure. And here's another movie that I highly recommend. It was directed by Brian De Palma, and it's called Femme Fatale, and it stars Antonio Banderas and Rebecca Romaine Stamos. It's a good thriller movie. Like I say, it's directed by Brian De Palma, who directed my one of my favourite films of all time, which was Body Double. This one's not quite as good as Body Double, but it's still a really good film. And as you can see, Rebecca Romaine Stamos is quite easy on the eye as well. And it's got a really nice cover on this DVD. I quite like the way it's photographed and done and everything. And for some reason, you can't get this film in the UK anymore. It used to be available on rental DVD when it first came out, but to my knowledge, it never got released on a proper DVD for sale in the shops, like a new copy. But if you want a copy of this film, you'll have to get the Region 1 USA import, which is what this is here. It's on the Warner Brothers label, and it's in 1:8:5 aspect ratio anamorphic widescreen, and it has I think it has a commentary as far as I remember. Can't really see on here. I'm pretty sure it's got a commentary. I seem to remember. It doesn't seem to say on the back here, which is a bit strange. I seem to remember something about a commentary, unless it was just a documentary on the disc. It might have been a documentary that I watched. And for some reason, my camera seems to be having trouble focusing at the minute for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't usually do this, but anyway. So like I say, I definitely recommend this film, especially if you're a fan of these actors, and if you're a fan of Brian De Palma, because he's a really good director. He's done a lot of good films like Dressed to Kill, Blow Up with John Travolta, or Blow Out rather, not Blow Up, getting mixed up there for a minute. But like I say, he's done lots of good films, lots of really good films. So that's Femme Fatale. Next one I've got here is a film called Here on Earth, and it stars Chris Klein and Lily Sobieski. And this is a really good romantic drama. I really enjoyed it. I've had this film for quite a while actually. I got it when it first came out, I think. And I always keep my films in really good condition. You won't find any scratches or anything on my discs unless I bought them second hand, and they already had some scratches on when I bought them second hand. But I never scratch any of my discs or anything. I always take care of them, put them back in their cases and everything, put them back on the shelf, what have you, you know. So I've always done that. I've always took good care of me stuff, you know. This film is it says it's a heartfelt story of romance, friendship, and true love about a rich kid, Kelly Morse, thought he had it all: money, good looks, and a new Mercedes. But after a reckless car race destroys a roadside diner, Kelly finds himself sentenced to a summer of manual labour in a small town. That's where he meets and falls in love with Samantha, a girl from the other side of the tracks. But everything changes when Samantha's longtime boyfriend, Josh Hartnett from the faculty, uncovers their secret romance. This sweet and romantic tale of first love will capture your heart. So there you go. Does that sound good, or does it sound good? And my focus is going again. I don't know why. Doesn't want to focus today. Usually I have no problems with the focus. Wait a minute. That's better. Right. So this film is on the 20th Century Fox label, as you can see there, but it won't focus again. And it's anamorphic widescreen. It's let's see, it's 1:8:5 anamorphic widescreen. It's got Dolby Digital 5.1 sound, and it features a music video, a theatrical trailer, interactive menus, and scene access, and it runs for 92 minutes. Scene access is on some Blu-rays these days is becoming quite rare. I'm not sure why this is. Like on some of the Mill Creek titles in America, the ones with the retro VHS covers, none of them have got scene selection options on the menu. The only option on them is a option to play the film, just a play button, no scene selection or anything. And I think that's pretty bad, like, to be honest. Terrible, in fact. I don't know why they're doing it like that. And some of the UK ones, like 101 Films, they don't put scene selections on either on the Blu-rays. I don't know why. They need to get a act together and start putting the scene selections back on, you know. Anyway, so that's all I've got to show you for the minute. So that's Here on Earth, and you should be able to find this one quite reasonably priced online if you look around a bit on Amazon or eBay. So that's that one then. Right, so that's pretty much that for the minute. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give us a little thumbs up in the corner if you can. I'd be very grateful. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel, and you'll get new videos from me if you press the notification button with the little bell on in the corner. So I'd just like to thank everyone for watching this video. I'm very grateful that you've watched the video. I'm very grateful to everyone who watches me videos. I really appreciate it. And if you've got any questions about any of these films that I've showed you today, don't hesitate to contact us, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Or if you've got any questions about anything at all, I'll do my best to answer as best as I can. So thanks very much, everyone, and I shall catch you all on the next video. So bye for now.